So, shoulder eval, basically, start with your posture, okay? So, look at where his head's sitting, coming down to the acromion, all the way down the arms, okay? Even seeing how his posture correlates down to his hips, okay? You want to look from the front, from the side, okay? Looking for any muscle guarding, so if he's coming in and he's holding his shoulder up like this, okay, you're going to know something's going on. If the shoulder is higher, or if he's kind of holding his arm like this, he might have dislocated, something like that, okay? First couple tests we're going to do are range of motion tests, okay? So these aren't necessarily positive or negative. These just kind of help me direct where I'm going to go in my evaluation, okay, what I kind of need to focus on looking at, all right? So that one. First one is athlete scratch test, okay? So we're going to be looking at internal and external rotation. I'm standing right your way, sorry, sir. So first one, you can come up like this. Okay? So me as the clinician, I'm going to stand behind him, mark where his thumb goes. Alright, other one. And bring it up. Okay, so he's pretty even there. So his internal rotation looks good. Alright, now I'll see here. Come back like this. Okay, same thing, kind of looking at where his fingers are, okay, bring the thumb down, other one. Okay, he's staying pretty even, okay, so, where his under one again, don't worry. So say he just can only come right there, alright, compared to bring the other one up like normal. Alright, so you can see an obvious difference, okay, that's what I'm looking for, okay. If he has a difference up top, he's got a decrease in external rotation, okay. He's got a decrease down the bottom. He's got a difference in internal rotation. Okay? So that just kind of guides me about where I need to go. Okay? Everybody see how that one, where I'm going with that? Okay. The next one I'm going to look at is drop arm test. Okay? So now I'm looking at some scapular mobility. Okay? Because if you have immobility of the scapula, you're going to have a lot of issues with the shoulder. Okay? Everything's got to work together. So for drop arms, basically what you're doing, bring your arms up, and then you're going to come down. So just do that a couple times. Alright, so I'm watching the scapulas, okay, making sure they're kind of moving together, okay, so he's moving pretty good, alright.
Pretty cool.
Okay, so I'm just going to let one arm kind of drop. Okay, so if you kind of saw that, he was trying to come down at the same time, the other one just kind of dropped. Okay? See how they're moving differently? Okay, that's what I'm looking for, okay? So, if this one's dropping a lot faster than this one, it's not as controlled, then I know we've got some muscular imbalances going on at the scapulothoracic region, okay? That makes sense to everybody? Okay. Another one you can do is a wall push-up. Since we don't have a wall, we're just going to do it on the table. Okay? Do a couple push-ups. Again, looking at the scapulas. I know it's going to be hard for you guys to see, but again, just looking to make sure the scapulas are moving together. He's not winging, okay, which means the scapulas will be kind of pointed out. Some people can do it. Okay, he's not really winging that much. Okay, just making sure all the muscles are working properly. Alright, so those are all kind of range of motion tests. You can put your shirt back on now.
All right.
I still need a model list. Do you want to trade with somebody?
Okay. I will share my view.
Okay. So the next stuff we're going to go into is for rotator cuff. Okay. Just in a second. Alright. You can face. So when assessing the rotator cuff, you're basically looking at a lot of internal and external rotation. Okay. So what I like to do with my athletes is I just kind of test their internal and external rotation to begin with. Okay. This is more range of motion here. Okay. Seeing how far they go, comparing it to the other side, making sure they're even. Okay. Basically, you want to look for that 180 degrees of motion. Okay. So I don't care if this is all the internal rotation they have. Okay. Because they're going to have more in external. Okay. Or if this is as much external they have, they're going to have plenty of internal. Okay. So typically you have about 180 degrees there. Okay. You just want to make sure it's even. Okay. Then you can kind of test internal external rotation. So kind of do a break test here. So go into external, so come up like this. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna resist it. Okay. And then take them at different areas. Same thing. Okay. Just looking at that. What are my external rotator muscles?
Posterior deltoid.
Of the rotator cuff.
Well, would it be your teres minor?
Supraspinatus is one. What is
Your teres is
supraspinatus is
volatile.
two. What's the third one? Teres minor. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Subscapularis is what? Internal. Okay? Remember, it's just on the underside of the scapula, so it's the one responsible for pulling the arm down. Everything else is on top of the scapula. They're responsible for pulling the arm back. Okay? So, when I'm doing my external rotation, I'm stressing the not subscap, sorry. Supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor. When I'm doing internal rotation, okay? So, internal rotate. There you go. Okay, so looking at the subscap. Okay? So, those aren't really special tests necessarily, but that at least points me in the right direction. Okay, I need to further reassess the external or the internal rotators. Okay? Now we're going to talk about empty can. Okay, I know full can's on there too. Don't worry about full can. Okay? Empty can, basically what you do, come out at a 45-degree angle. Thumbs are down. Okay? I'm going to have them hold this position. Hold it. Good. Now take it, drop here. Okay, so if he can't even hold that up there, and he's having a lot of pain, basically on the top back of the shoulder, it's kind of running in line with the supraspinatus, probably got to tear some pretty significant tendonitis. Okay, so that'd be a positive test when you can't hold that arm up. Okay, you are also assessing the infraspinatus and teres minor with this test, but it's more focused on the supraspinatus just because of the position of the arm. Okay? I kind of assess infraspinatus teres minor when I'm doing my range of motion stuff. Okay? The second one for rotator cuff is Gerber-Lissoff. So face this way again. Then you're going to take your hand smaller back. Okay? So testing is internal rotation or subscap. Basically, I'm going to put my finger here. I'm going to have him try and push my hand up, push his hand off his back. Okay? You don't have to put a lot of pressure. Okay? But if they have any kind of tendonitis or tear, they're not even going to be able to lift their arm off their back, okay? It's not going to move much, okay? It's not going to be a little veil here, okay? Basically, they're just going to come off the back about 2 or 3 inches, okay? So you're not, really pushing into their back. You can turn around now. You're just going to put that finger there, applying a little bit of resistance, okay? Can I get a thumbs up from somebody?
So if they,
There we go. We got one, okay.
if they can't push off, they have something to the rotator cuff?
They're subscapularis.
Okay.
Alright, next one we're going to talk about for impingement, okay? There are a couple different impingement tests. The one we're going to do is called Hawkins-Kennedy. Sometimes, if you're going to YouTube it, see video, might be under Hawkins, might be under Kennedy. They couldn't decide who to name it after, I guess, okay? So look up Hawkins-Kennedy, okay? So this one is looking for impingement. So, the way you kind of figure out if they have impingement or not is you really try and decrease the space in the shoulder to kind of stress the structures a little bit more, okay? So, I'm going to have them up here, okay? I'm going to go into internal rotation, because as you go into internal rotation, you kind of decrease that space in the shoulder, okay? But to further decrease it, I'm going to have them adductor, okay? So I'm going to kind of keep coming across the body, okay? As I get further and further across, he's not going to like that. So I even get a smaller range of motion as I'm coming across on him, okay? That's normal, okay? Because you're closing the space up as you come over, okay? But if they have impingement, they're going to probably not even going to like it out here, but they're going to hate it as you get further and further across, okay? The positive sign is it gets progressively worse as you adduct or adduct, okay? Am I getting confused there, or do y'all just want me to be quiet?
Got it.
You got it? Okay. Let's have a couple more. Just 3 more, okay? The next one we're going to talk about is sulcus sign, okay? So this is for if you're not sure if they subluxed or not, or they just kind of felt their shoulder pop awkwardly, okay? I doubt I'll get a positive sign on him, so if anybody knows they've dislocated their shoulder, you probably will have a positive sign. Basically, to turn to the side one, you're going to be looking at the side of his shoulder here, okay? So, you're looking for the head of the humerus, okay? So it's going to look like a little ball is in here, okay? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull his arm down, kind of distract the humeral head from the glenoid, okay? So if he's subluxed or dislocated or anything, he's going to have a little bit more laxity in that shoulder, okay? And I'm going to be able to see that. So I would use this test if an athlete comes in, there's like, I felt a weird pop in my shoulder, it hurts really, really bad, you know, what's wrong? Well, I'm going to test them to see if they have a sulcus sign to figure out if they did dislocate or if they subluxed, okay? If they don't really have if they're not really moving a whole lot, they probably didn't. It was probably more just the abnormal pop, okay? Or they had some kind of rotator cuff issue. Okay, everybody see how that works together? Okay. So to do the sulcus sign, I'm going to stabilize at the top, okay, and I'm just going to kind of pull down on his arm, okay? He's not really moving a whole lot. That's good. Alright, but if he did, you kind of see a kind of a ball right here, okay? If anybody knows they have a positive one and wants to show the class, feel free. Alright, sorry I can't really show you guys that, but if you YouTube it, I'm sure you can find one, okay? Alright, AC compression. Also talk about piano key right now. So piano key, you're looking at the AC joint. Okay, trying to see if there's any motion at the clavicle, okay? So you're going to come out, stabilize the shoulder. You're going to come up top right where the clavicle is, okay? You're not going to press directly over the AC joint, okay? You're going to come a little more proximal, a little closer to the neck, okay? And you're just going to apply a downward force, okay? So, say my finger was his clavicle. I'm basically kind of looking for that kind of bowing of the clavicle, okay? Call it a piano key because it's like you would press down a piano key, okay? That helps you understand it a little bit better. AC compression, okay? The way I do it is I come in, stabilize behind, come in directly over the clavicle, okay? And kind of press kind of down and back. Okay, just kind of compressing that AC joint, okay? Trying to get that clavicle to separate a little bit. Okay? Does that make sense?
That's what you're looking for with that? You're trying to separate, okay.
So either the clavicle will pop up, okay, or the acromion might pop up. It just depends. Same thing as when we're looking at hip rotation. Okay, it just depends on how you're looking at it. Okay? There we go. Oh, you look like it.
Okay.
Alright, does that make sense? Everybody? Okay. Couple tests I want you to practice. I want you to do Apley, empty can, Hawkins, Gerber liftoff, focus on, and your AC compression piano key stuff. I know it's a lot, but this is one of those that's going to be on your practical, okay? So you need to know how to do these tests. Alright, so y'all split up into groups.